Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be playing in this Tier 8 German heavy tank, the Tiger II. Whether you've had the privilege of driving this vehicle or the fear of going up against it, this is an incredibly strong tank, very comparable to some of the strongest Tier 8 premium heavies, and this thing's available for free on the tech tree. Now, what makes this tank so strong is the frontal armor. After it was buffed about 2 years ago, the armor on this tank has just become like a massive super heavy. Frontally, the upper plate is around 250 millimeters thick, as you can see up in the top corner, and the lower plate as well is 260, so it doesn't have a weak lower plate or weak upper plate. If you're angling it correctly, the sides at this angle are 350, the upper plate is 260, and the lower plate is 285. The only weak spot on this tank is the turret cheeks, and those are still 234 thick, and you've got the cupola, which is 120. But, I mean, that's not a lot of weak spots, judging that this is a very fast heavy as well. It's able to go upwards of 38 kilometers per hour. It's got pretty decent traverse speed at 41.6 degrees a second. And when we take a look at the gun, because it is a German gun, it's got very good accuracy at .308 with an aiming time of 3.6 seconds, and it carries very modest DPM at 2100. So you might be wondering, well, what am I talking about on a change of the Tiger II? Well, in update 8.5, this vehicle is going to become from what was a fantastic vehicle to now better than probably any other Tier 8 available, even premiums. The Samwa is not even going to stand a chance to the Tiger II. Wargaming is literally doing drugs, because if we take a look at the Tiger, first of all, it's gaining 150 hit points. So if we take a look at my current hit point pool at 1802, it's going to be sitting at now 1950 hit points, being basically the same as vehicles like the VK100. If we go back to what else is being changed, the vehicle's getting a rate of fire buff by around a minute. Yes, you heard that right. This vehicle is gaining 300 damage per minute. 300 damage per minute. I mean, that is actually ridiculous. So currently its DPM is sitting at 2100, and those values there were base. So that 1800 you read is just the base value without crew, without any equipment. So that means that with an extra 300 DPM, this vehicle is going to be sitting at 2400. That is a little insane when you think about it. 2400 damage per minute on a Tier 8 super heavy. That's more like Tier 8 medium levels of damage per minute. In fact, the highest DPM medium is a vehicle like the 59 Patton, which is currently sitting at 2467. Yeah, you can start to see why I'm a little annoyed with what's going to happen to the Tiger. Now, it is getting a dispersion nerf by about 20%, but who cares? It's a frontline heavy, it's not going to hurt it that much. The aiming time still staying the same, on-movement dispersion still staying the same. The other two downsides of the vehicle gaining this DPM and hit points is it's getting a little bit slower. Now, of course, again, these are base values, so it's losing about 7 off of its base value. So instead of going 42 degrees a second, it's going to go like 35, which is still pretty quick, judging that this tank does weigh in at like 80 tons. And if we go back to the final change, it's losing 3 off of its top speed. Oh no, it's losing 3. The tank's average speed, just to let you know, is 27, so it never reached its top speed really anywhere as it is, so it's really not going to do anything. So basically what Wargaming's done is they've made the tank a little bit slower on traverse speed, they've made its top speed worse by 3, and its dispersion a teeny bit worse, to give it the same DPM as Tier 8 mediums, and this is a Tier 8 heavy. In fact, this vehicle having 2400 damage per minute is going to be more than Tier 9 heavies. I mean, the M103, it's a strong tank. It's a super strong Tier 8, or Tier 9, but this thing's at 2367 DPM. Even if you're running gun rammer, it's at 2545. I mean, the Tiger II is going to have the same armor as Tier 9 heavies, and it's going to have similar DPM now. Oh boy, can't wait to fight it. So, let's get into some gameplay now in the Tiger II, see what it's like, so we can compare it to when the vehicle is released. Oh man, I am not excited for some of the changes here. I mean, I understand that Wargaming wants to add class identification. They buffed the VK45 to be more mobile, and they nerfed the Tiger II's mobility to make it more like a super heavy. But what I don't understand is why they proceeded to buff the DPM. The Tiger II was a fantastic vehicle. Anybody that doesn't think this tank was fantastic just doesn't know how to drive it. I mean, it's one of the top performing Tier 8s in the game, and it's a literal tech tree vehicle. I mean, how can you go wrong? It's just insane. So here we go, using that decent mobility, uphill. Okay, my team is not going with me, but thankfully they don't really have that many heavies. They got a Shark and they got an AMX 5100. Apart from that, I mean, they got a 45 TP, but we'll see how it goes. Speed is key. There you go, 35 kilometers per hour. I mean, this is it. This is basically the top speed you'd be going. Oh no, it gets nerfed by 3. The travesty. So what are we gonna do here? I mean, I gotta be worried where the enemy team is pushing, because I'm hoping they're all pushing that side. If they do, then this is gonna be perfect. I can come up behind them and swiggity swooty, I'm coming for their booty, and it looks like that is exactly what's gonna happen here. Speed is key. But I mean, again, the Tiger 2 is not about mobility. It's never been a fast tank. It's okay on speed, but it's not like, you know, you're gonna drive into a party, I don't know what to say, but either way, we're gonna aim in on that bulldog across the map. Fire, there you go, nice tap going straight into his turret. That was a pretty nice shot, I'm not gonna lie. A couple more seconds left and maybe we'll get some shells into the progetto or the shark. I don't really know. Our team all pushed towards the medium side, so I'm hoping they do a decent job, but we're gonna find out. Don't know where the progetto is anymore, but I'm gonna push my tank right over here, and we're gonna see if we can get a shell finishing off the 45 TP. Let's do that right now, and goodbye. There you go, perfect shell finishing him off. We do have the AMX off to my side, but nah, not too much of a worry. We do have the progetto, though, over here, who is going to be a bit of a pain. So let's see if we can maybe deal with the progetto. They do have an AMX AC, which could be a bit of a threat, but for the most part, I'm not super worried. Oh, there's the AMX AC. Let's get one nice shot into the progetto. There you go. Let's start reloading. Yes, progetto's not even shooting at me. All right, I am stuck, but let's get another shot into this guy, tracking him as well. And he's already a one-shot. Now just imagine this vehicle with about a second and a half faster reload. We'd have already fired here. I mean, that guy, which almost got around the corner, wouldn't even had a chance to get around the corner. It's just ridiculous. Now we got the AMX AC over here. Let's load in an HE shell. This tank has some very nice HE. Something I love about this tank. I think this guy is no, he's not AFK. He's just chilling here. Okay, well, I'm going to get another HE in. Thank you very much for the damage. And all that's left is the enemy T-49. Let's see if we can get a shell into this 49. Come on, turn, and yeet. There you go, nice tap for 487. And my T-71 was able to finish him off. Pretty solid game. I mean, we did 2,800 damage this battle, and this was just an easy game to showcase, even without using really the armor, where the Tiger 2 does well. We didn't bounce anything, but the gun did its job. We were able to cut through the progetto. We were able to cut through the T-49 with HE, the AMX AC. That's just the gun. So you can imagine in the next update how that gun is going to be a little bit deadlier, judging that its DPM is going up by 300. I just... Sometimes wargaming devs don't make sense, and this is one of the times where I get pretty irritated. I wanted to save this video for last because... why need to touch a tank that's doing fine? It would be like getting the Progetto 65 at tier 10 and changing it, even though it's already a fine vehicle. I mean, it's pretty well balanced. It's like that. I don't understand. It was like when Wargaming added speed boost to the E5, instead of just giving it maybe a 4 km/h buff on its forward speed, or giving it a little bit better of a reverse speed buff. Instead, they gave it speed boost, so that way, when it was too overpowered with the speed boost, and it was being overused in comp because of their stupidity, the tank was nerfed. And it was nerfed, and you never guessed it, they nerfed the vehicle itself, not the consumables that made it what it was. So basically, Wargaming tried to give a tank that had already a pretty good identity, a better identity, and then they ruined the identity of the tank completely. That really annoyed me, because I like the E5, and I still think the E5 is a strong tank, but that definitely hurt the vehicle when it really shouldn't have ever happened. So there you go, nice tap into the Progetto there, pretty good. I'll take it. That guy, he's already dead. Where did we get penned? Right in the lower plate. Pretty surprising, although it is a Centurion. That thing's got super good penetration on the premium. But we got to tap right back into him, so I guess he learned his lesson. We got the T-49 off to the side. I mean, there's the Centurion shooting me again. Maybe we can get a nice tap into that Hori. There you go, nice tap there. That scent is cutting through my armor, though. I mean, there you go, nice bounce. I mean, he is shooting premium ammo, so I'm not super worried. It's just a little bit of an inconvenience, to put it at that. But we'll just kind of chill here. We'll see if we can maybe get a shell into that 49. There you go. Nice tap into the T-49. My Chimera is on a long bit of a reload here, but we're going to reload. Come on, and fire. Yeah, nice tap into that T-49. There you go. Centurion just bouncing me again. I mean, that's just what the Tiger does. It has such strong armor that it gets pretty good bounces. I mean, clearly I over-angled the sides there and he went through them, but if I'm aiming this tank frontally, there you go. I mean, that's a better example of what the frontal armor on this tank does. Let's get another nice tap into the Centurion. Wiggle the tank some more, see if we can get another bounce. I mean, he's not even shooting at me, really. Let's see, we got the Hori. I'm just gonna keep on driving. Maybe we can get a tap into him. There you go. Another bounce on the vehicle itself. I mean, this is just Tiger 2 gaming. So let's see if we can get some shells onto the rear of this Hori. Can't HE him just yet, but maybe we can get a nice, well, maybe not a nice ram. I wanted to, but that kind of sucks. Either way, this is another very, very easy and solid victory. I don't know how much damage we did exactly, but it was a pretty decent chunk. I mean, we probably are easily sitting over 2,500. No clue, though. We're going to keep on pushing our tank here. And again, I mean, you can see we're not breaking that 35 kilometer per hour barrier. And the other nerf, as we talked about, would be the traverse speed. Now, this traverse speed is pretty good. So losing 7 degrees off of that, especially judging that it's still going to be pretty good as well, it isn't going to hurt the vehicle all too much. We got that T-92 off to the side, and I'm hoping just maybe we'll get a shell in, but yeah, it looks like that guy's going to be taken out. Yep, okay. Well, there you go. We won the battle, and sure, maybe we didn't do the most in the end, but yeah, just with that Centurion aiming at me, I mean, that thing's got really good penetration. While the Centurion itself might not be a great vehicle, the gun actually carries very solid pen. In fact, he was shooting premium rounds at me for most of those shots, which has over 271 millimeters of pen, and he bounced one on me. He also bounced his standard ammo with 237 pen. That just showcases how strong the Tiger's armor is. And now you imagine this tank against Tier 8 heavies. Even a vehicle like the Samwa. I mean, how is the Samwa supposed to fight a Tiger when it's got literally 600 less DPM? I don't know. I am very excited and scared to see how this vehicle is going to be in the next patch. But let me know what you guys think. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. But, you know, mark my words, Tiger 2 will be the strongest Tier 8 in the game after Update 8.5. I think the Carnarvon will be pretty busted, but not as busted as the Tiger 2, because the Carnarvon doesn't have that level of superior armor. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.